stylish and action-packed takes on Gotham, the Batman 2004 series. Let's please welcome the voices behind the cowl and the cape, Rino Romano and Daniella Judovits.
Hi guys. Thanks for coming.
Such a great series for both of you guys. I know. So, let's start it off.
All right, let's do this.
So, looking back, the Batman. This is a question for Mr. Romano.
Uh-oh, Mr. Romano, look out.
I could say Mr. Wayne.
That too.
The Batman had a younger, more tech-savvy version of Bruce Wayne. How did you approach voicing this iteration of the character compared to past portrayals?
You know, I honestly didn't think about what had come before, other than I was a comic book collector, I loved the character, I was a DC guy, my brother got me into comic books, so I wasn't so much doing any other person or thinking about any other iteration, I just did my own thing, but I thought of him as the character that I knew and loved from reading the comic books because I was a fan, I really was, so I just did what was in my own imagination from having read the comic books. That was it. There were a lot of callbacks. It was not easy to get that role. Someone asked me today. It was not an easy get.
It was easy for me.
I think there was another Batman actor from a newer series. I think he said the same thing. It was kind of a callback.
Yeah, it was not easy.
Okay.
But I was happy it was me.
There you go.
Very happy.
This question is for you.
Okay.
Your version of BatGirl was the first young sidekick to join Bruce in the series. Even before Robin, how did you approach voicing a younger Barbara Gordon stepping into this world?
Yeah, so I was young when I was cast. I was still a teenager, so I was really just being myself, mostly. I was a teenager, she was a teenager, so it just kind of came naturally to me. So, yeah, it wasn't too hard, actually. I didn't have to do a bunch of callbacks.
I love Danielle's voice. Just listening to her talk now, she is BatGirl. She's got great
Rino.
So, how was recording the process? This is for both of you. Were you ever in the booth together, or did you record separately, and did that affect your performance or chemistry?
Things are different now, but we were always together. And
Yeah, we were always
great.
together.
It was great.
And that is my favorite way to record. Nowadays, post 2020 COVID, a lot of us just record at our houses in our own booths by ourselves. But back then we all got to be in a room together, and I think it helps the performances because you guys can play off of each other. So I always prefer that, for sure.
100% agree, and it was also way more fun because as an actor you get to actually react off someone and something. And it's a little weird because we don't face each other, we're all in a row. So oddly enough, even though you're acting together, you're not really looking at one another. So it's a little weird, but somehow, even though they're in your periphery, you're still very much playing a scene, even though you're not, talking to one another. And I just want to also add that it was just fun. It was like being in school, like you're messing up, you're messing around, and then Andrea Romano's like, well, we're gonna have to separate you two, like we'd just be like writing notes and laughing. So that was it was fun.
You got me in trouble.
I always got everyone in trouble. Kevin Michael Richardson who played the Joker, and I would literally have to be separated sometimes because it'd make me laugh so much.
I can actually see that you guys having fun during takes and then cut, let's do it again, cut. But I mean, it sounds like you guys had a lot of fun together.
We really did.
We did. I don't know about now.
Yeah, not so much.
Here's another one. Do you have any memorable behind-the-scenes moments or bloopers you can share with the fans?
There you go.
So I hear Mom laughing in the audience right now. That's awesome.
Wait, I don't know. What are you thinking of? I don't know if it's a memorable, but didn't Mark Hamill do an episode on our show?
Yeah.
Yeah, which that was pretty memorable because Mark Hamill. Yeah. What were you thinking?
Well, it's funny. I don't know about bloopers. I just told you guys it was just fun. It was so much fun. That's my most memorable thing, is that every episode was an adventure, but the camaraderie and the just hanging out together and making each other laugh, and between scenes trying not to laugh and just playing it straight. But in terms of memorable things, not a blooper. Adam West, the original Batman.
Oh yeah, that's right, Adam West.
Yeah, he played the mayor.
Yes. That's right.
And when he first showed up, I was so excited, starstruck, and I remember this how long ago this was. I'm going to age myself. I ran to my car and I got one of those Kodak throwaway cameras. It was before phone cameras. And I happened to have one in my car, and I got 3 grainy pictures that I still have. Now they're digitized, but they're my prized possessions. And in one of them, Michael Jelinek, who's a young writer on Batman, is in it with me and Adam West. And he ended up directing the Super Mario Brothers movie a year ago, and he cast me in that. So that's
Cool.
yeah. Nice guy.
Nice.
It's kind of a big deal now.
It's
Kind
like
of a big deal.
Batman meeting Batman.
Yeah, that was, oh, and then I've told the story before, but when Adam West came on, he was very nice, and he said hi to everyone, and then, he was being really nice, but then someone said, oh, this is Reno, he plays Batman. And he said, oh. Congratulations, kid. You get to wear the cape and cowl. And I said, dude, thank you, sir. That's fine. I've told that story before, but I love that line, you get to wear the cape and cowl.
So, Reno, Batman often has the duality of Bruce Wayne versus Batman. How did you modulate your performance to reflect and split the personalities? Because we see Bruce Wayne, soft-spoken, mild-mannered, thus then when you're Batman, you have that tone where you go a little deeper into the voice.
Well, exactly that. I mean, Bruce is Bruce, and then Batman is his alter ego, or as Kevin Conroy once said, he is, well, the way Kevin played it, from what I read or heard in an interview, he said that his thing, and it was really interesting, is he is Batman, Bruce Wayne is his alter ego, which I thought was really interesting. That was his take on it, the way he looked at it from the beginning. But for me, it was the opposite. He's Bruce, he's got the dark past, and Batman's his alter ego, but he's a crime fighter, and he's young, and he's finding himself. So I just kind of came at it from, this is all brand new to him. I didn't think or go super dark. I just thought of Bruce as Bruce, and then Batman is Batman.
Did you ever try to do darker versions of the voice when you were?
I think, looking back, I think, yeah, I didn't try to go any deeper than I really was, but just, there's me, and then there's me. There's me. I'm the Batman. If that makes any sense.
Let's see, as Barbara.
Yes, when I was Barbara.
Barbara has a strong moral compass and resilience. How did you convey those traits in a performance without being physically on screen?
Well, as a voiceover actor, even though you're not doing it, I am still very physical when I work. So, I don't know about Rino or other people, but if she's physically throwing a punch, if I'm doing a take, I'm also physically throwing a punch. Otherwise, it's not going to sound correct to me. So I do bring a lot of physicalness myself. So sometimes when I do sessions, I get a little sweaty, which sounds so funny. My husband, when I come home, he's like, "Why are you so tired?" I'm like, I actually was doing stuff, not just talking. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I know. So
that's a great point. A lot of people don't realize that, but when you're voice acting, you really are emoting, and you've got to move your arms. I used to call it, they'd set up the mic, and I'd say no, you got to move this stuff. Why? I need flailing room.
yeah.
Because, not just punches, whatever you're doing, you're just moving your arms, making faces. Billy West was my favorite, watching him. He'd crumple up and go nuts and kick his feet. It's crazy to watch. He's like a cartoon character.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So this next question is for both of you.
Okay.
The art style and tone of the show were really different from earlier Batman series. Did that visual style influence how you approach your voice work?
Well, no. I mean, I came at it, for lack of a better word, organically, meaning I was just thinking about, like I said, the comic books and him as a person. So it didn't change anything that personally that I did, but the look of it was really interesting. I liked it. And as much as it was very different from the other iterations in the other cartoons, it was kind of the time, that early 2000s period. I think it was Jeff Matsuda.
Jeff Matsuda, yeah.
Really interesting. A lot of people, were very vocal about not liking how divergent some of that art was, but I thought it was really cool and interesting.
It looks very anime to me, which was very different for Batman. So I always loved it, but I think maybe I saw 1 or 2 drawings when I auditioned for it, but we didn't see much of the style. So when we were auditioning, we were just, I think, just doing our own thing. And then it just so happened afterwards, you know, once they animated the show and stuff, I loved it. I think it looks cool. And so many people
I'm curious to know what they thought.
Yeah, that I've met over the years say they love how it's so different and it looks unique, and I've always thought it looked a little anime-like, which I love, so yeah, I think it's cool.
And to be totally honest, I didn't love every character. I didn't hate anybody, but there were some that I thought, okay, like, that's a little weird.
Like BatGirl.
No. Her I loved. I loved BatGirl.
Well, yeah, she was your first sidekick. You know, I know later on when you found out, you know, and brought her to the Batcave for the first time, and there's a scene where you just walking in, I believe you take off your cowl, and she's like, "Whoa, Bruce Wayne's Batman?" And she's like, "Knew it." And then your other sidekick's trying to figure out who she is, and he's like, "Well, who are you?" Well, the whole superhero Lance thing is, you know, confidential. And he's like, "She's Barbara Gordon." And he's like, "The Commission's kid?" Like, oh wow, that's funny.
I personally really, you just touched upon something, I personally really enjoyed the show more as it went towards the Bat family, I call it. Where, you know, the development of the characters, you know, the first season was villain, establish, and that's all fine and good, you know, yin, and it was great. But when we started moving towards that family dynamic, I really thought the show got more interesting. And I enjoyed performing it better too. I kind of felt like they were my kids, but they weren't. We were the same. Not, but yes, but no.
I think the show, even the opening of the show, you guys had one of the best themes of how it would just start off, and I mean, that whole entire series, yeah, right? Yeah, it was just like a whole guitar theme, and you'd see Batman coming in, and he would jump and land, and then there were two sidekicks are right there, and that dark voice would come in at the end, you know? That was
you guys know who did that, right? That was The Edge from YouTube?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Hey, we're cool.
I think he was the first one.
Well, the second song wasn't as memorable as the first one. I like the first one. The first two seasons were good, but the second, the last 3 seasons were, I didn't really, it's more kind of
I'm gonna straight up guess they lost the rights, or they only had the rights for so long.
Yeah, they didn't have a gangster. Like, and also before the first, there was the previous opening and the second where Batman has his sidekick and like a family.
So which is the favorite opening,
I
music-wise?
say season 3.
Season 1.
Oh yeah, every season they kept changing it a little bit, and it would be, yeah, they'd add something new to it.
Yeah, well, I think season 3 is the best opening.
I know, that theme song would come on, and you would get pumped, like, all right, I'm ready for this episode, what's gonna go on today?
You know, I was a fan of TV as a kid. I watched a lot of TV, not so much as I get older, but the point I'm trying to make is, those theme songs are everything, man. Because when you're into a show and they play it, it's the primer. It's like, hey, we're about to watch this thing. I mean, even HBO, that little sting on HBO, wow.
Someone
Right.
cut the Batman with Robert Pattinson with that version of the theme song. It's on YouTube. So if you
Oh yeah?
yeah, look up the Batman, Robert Pattinson, and the titles of it. They mixed the first season with the Robert Pattinson version.
Oh wow, I gotta
It's
see
like
it.
all collide together. It's really
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So, looking at your series for both of you, which villain did you guys have fun when your character came into contact with? Because I mean, you guys got to take on almost
For
everyone.
me, probably Poison Ivy, because in our version they start out as friends.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Hidden? Who was
No, what was her name?
Not Hidden Walsh.
No.
Was it Pamela Isley before Poison Ivy?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to remember.
The voice actor.
I can't remember her name.
In our defense, it was 25 years ago.
Yeah,
But-
she's not in the industry. I can't remember her name. It'll come to me.
Well-
But for me, it was Poison Ivy, just because the dynamic of them being friends first was really interesting to me. I don't know, what about you?
Well, for me, you know, Kevin, Michael Richardson, and I, you know,
Sorry, was it Diane Hershey?
No.
That was the PCAU.
no, for me, the Joker, because we had so many episodes and interactions from the get-go. But Kevin, Michael Richardson, is such a fantastically talented, funny guy that, you know, and he was so good, I thought, as the Joker.
He's hilarious.
You know, Mark Hamill, of course, is your quintessential Joker. But Kevin, I thought, was just so interesting, and I just had so much fun working with him that I gotta say he's my favorite just because.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Also, the Riddler was played by Robert Englund from
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. And he was super interesting as an actor and as a person. He was a very nice, quiet dude. And just because you asked, mind if I go off on a little
No,
diatribe story?
Go ahead.
Because you guys might find this interesting. He was just really nice, and they had said, or somebody said to me, you know, he doesn't like to talk about, you know, being Freddy Krueger. And I was like, all right. But he was on for quite some time, and then at one point, I just, you know, I looked at him and I said, hey man, so what's that like, being, you know, an icon? What's that like? You're freaking Freddy Krueger, and he's like, yeah, you know, it's great. It's you know, life-changing. My recollection is he said something like it was really, you know, such a blessing. And then he said, but it's hard too. And I said, why? He goes, well, he said, sometimes they cry. And I said, what? He said, well, you know, like I'll be walking through a mall and someone will look at me and they won't figure it out. All of a sudden they'll put it together and they'll just burst into tears. And I thought it was the saddest thing in the world because he was such a sweet, kind soul. He was a really meek, nice guy, to my recollection. And I remember thinking, that's horrible. Like, it's cool that, you know, like you're that guy, but I was like, that somebody would look at you and just start crying. I thought, oh, and it seemed to hurt him too. So yeah, they cry sometimes. I thought, oh, that sucks.
While you're off topic, you guys, not only have you been DC Comics characters, but you guys have also stepped into the world of Marvel. So, Mr. Rito, you were also Spider-Man.
Yes.
And Danielle, you were also, I believe,
Kitty
Shadowcat
Pryde, yeah, that is me.
from the X-Men.
Yes, Wolverine and the X-Men.
So, both characters, if your character Batman got to meet Spider-Man, how would you think that would turn out? And if Batgirl got to meet Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat,
Like
how
two
would that turn
cats in a bag. So it'd be like, Batman and Spidey? I don't know. It's a good question.
That is a good
There
question.
you go.
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, are they battling? I don't know. That is,
I mean, it's kind of hard to say because you guys are both heroes.
Right.
There's the X-Men, and then
yeah.
there's Batgirl.
No, I think they'd be friends.
I'm gonna say that Batman and Spidey would go have a couple of drinks, get the Batmobile, go clubbing.
You know, I can see that because Spider-Man, he's very scientific, just like Batman is, and he does build a lot of his tech. And in the series, you do see Bruce Wayne in the Batcave, and he's usually building something. But two teenage girls, Batgirl and Shadowcat, I think you guys would get along too.
Yeah, if they were around today, maybe they'd have like, I don't know, a TikTok dance page together or something. I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Batman and Spider-Man would not.
No.
They would not. They would not. But I think they get along. Spidey's lippy, good comebacks. Batman is quiet, but he's acerbic. He'd get it. Just kind of roll his eyes or smile and nod.
So, for both of you, looking back now, what does that mean to each of you to be part of the Batman legacy through the series?
Well, look, for me, it's a huge, I don't even know what, a blessing, a feather in my cap. I think something I'm really, really genuinely happy for and proud of. When I first got the role, I said, the first person I called was my brother because he got me into comic books. And I almost didn't care about the job, I just cared about calling him, pardon my French, but I'm fucking Batman. Yeah. I was so excited, and I still am. It gives me great joy. And then to meet fans who grew up with it, enjoyed it, is honestly, it was not even in my imagination when we were doing it to think, I knew people would watch it and all, but in hindsight to think that people have enjoyed it and, you know, I'm quote unquote your Batman or your Spidey, makes me really happy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just piggyback off what he said. It's Batman is like iconic, so to be able to be a part of that world is an honor, and
Batgirl's just as cool.
yeah, no, that's what
She's
I'm
cooler.
saying.
She's cooler.
She is cooler. No, when I found out I got it, I cried. I don't think I've ever cried for another job. I'm trying to remember. I was so excited. Yeah, I mean, it's such an honor. It's so cool, and yeah.
They're such classic characters that have been around forever. To just, I mean, even though quite a few people have played these characters, there's not that many of them, so it really is just a huge honor, that's all.
That's awesome. You guys said you did recordings at home too, right?
Well,
We do. I do both. I don't know about Reno, but
Yeah, the current era.
But yes.
So, I mean, wouldn't that be cool to be in the house and just hear him in the background going, "I am Batman," you know, like, whoa, what's going on here?
So I have a booth in my home office, and it has a big glass door. And if my son is home, he'll just stick his face through the glass, try to like watch. And I'm like, get away, you're distracting me. So as much as it's cool to record at home, I actually prefer to go to a studio instead of being in my house. I mean, I love that I can just walk
Less distractions.
to work, but less distractions. You get to be around people. It's just more fun. So I actually prefer. I don't know about you.
I concur 100%.
But I prefer going to a studio. I mean, there's positives and negatives to both, but yeah.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
before we got off the topic, I just wanted to add a quick little thing. I'm a promo guy too. I do TV network promo, so I'll tell you what's coming up next on TV. But the point is, because of that, I've had a home set up for a lot longer than other people have. And the reason I'm saying this is that as a share, Batman, we recorded in the studio. But I remember doing pickups one time, and I was on the road. I was at my mom's house in Canada, and I had my portable rig with me. And Mom's been in that house for 53 years now. So I was in the basement under the stairs, because I was in my little booth, where I used to play with little dinky cars and put on little costumes. And I'm like, I'm in the basement where I grew up playing Batman, pretending to be Batman for TV. This is weird, cool weird. I was like, this is cool. Like I was literally, because it was quiet under there, so I'm under the stairs going, this is fucking nuts. Playing Batman under the stairs for TV. That was.
And actually, I just remembered, Reno, he was one of the first home studios I ever saw, and when we all started doing our home setups in 2020, I think you were my first phone call, because I had no idea about anything, what equipment, nothing, and I thought, oh, Reno, because your studio was so awesome.
Because I was doing the other stuff, the promo stuff, which...
And you walked me through everything. Thank you. Thank you, Reno.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Voicing these characters, did you guys ever come into contact with Tara Strong or Kevin Conroy? And just get a few pointers hey,
Well, Tara and I did a series together called Extreme Ghostbusters, so we worked together for a good year. And I knew Tara when she was a little kid. She was 12 years old when I met her. I was 15 or something in Toronto, because we were both from Canada. So we met there, and then she moved out here before me. And then I auditioned for and eventually got Ghostbusters. We worked together, and I'd see her around just because between that and socially we knew a lot of the same people. So we even hung out a little bit as friends, just outside of work. Excuse me.
Oh,
Yeah,
you worked with her in the Batman vs. Dracula movie too, right?
Yeah, she was in that too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. You are one of the only Batmans to take on one of the horror legends, Dracula.
That was a great movie.
That was a great movie.
People really like that movie,
Yeah.
Batman vs. Dracula.
Yeah, you
It's
take
a
on
movie.
Dracula.
It's on YouTube.
It was amazing. Yeah, because Dracula starts turning some of your villains into vampires, and you find a cure.
Yeah.
And you go
Crazy
out.
wild movie.
I think the rooftop fight scene, and you're literally chasing him from rooftops to rooftop, and you're just
A
going.
little extra dark and crispy. That
Yep.
movie.
Garlic powder.
I think the ending of that scene was so great when you meet that artificial sunlight. And he's like, what are you? He's like, I'm the Batman. And all of a sudden you just take off and he just disappears.
It's funny when you play a character, hearing you say that, it's cool what you did. I was like, well, I didn't really do it. I just did the voice, but thank you. I'll take the credit. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's so cool seeing the animated series, but I mean, how many of you right now are visualizing Batman and Batgirl sitting up here right now? It's Bruce Wayne and Barbara Gordon just sitting here having this talk, and you know what? I know you're Batman.
I imagine him doing it in his Bruce Wayne voice the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, this is my Bruce Wayne voice.
Exactly. See?
And this is my Batgirl voice.
So right now, sitting here, I know you guys are voices for animated series, but I'm visualizing Bruce Wayne and Barbara Gordon.
Right on, man.
So I'm just waiting for you guys to get that little chime on your phone where we gotta go. Gotham needs us,
Cue the theme music.
right? So Danielle,
I love that.
Yeah,
Barbara has a strong. Wait, I think I just lost my question. I'm so sorry.
you're good. We can talk about whatever.
Here we go. What were some of your favorite episodes or moments voicing Batgirl, either emotionally or in terms of action scenes?
So we're going back a lot of years, so let me think. But I guess right off the top of my head, since I was talking about Poison Ivy, the episode where she meets Poison Ivy and, or when they see that they're friends, I really did love that episode because it was fun to see them as friends. I'm trying to think of another fun, anytime I got to be with Reno.
We had fun. We really had fun.
Yeah.
But she was so good as Batgirl. She was spunky and lippy and fun.
It was just me being myself.
Yeah, exactly.
What's her name? Piera?
Whose name?
Yeah.
Poison Ivy, yeah.
I don't remember. I'm trying. It'll come to me.
Again, you got to give us a break in the sense that it's 20 plus 25 years ago. I feel bad when I forget things.
I looked it up, it's Kira Coppola.
Ah,
That is correct. What is it?
Points you deserve.
Kira Coppola.
Yeah.
Yes. There you
I mean,
go.
she was nice.
Super sweet. Yeah, but I don't know.
Everybody who came out was nice and interesting. We had a lot of cool guest stars.
Yeah. Nobody was not nice.
I know, that's true. But we also had like a lot of cool, like big celebrity guest stars.
We did.
Brooke Shields was on.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? Brandon Routh, Superman. He was-
You mean George Newbern, though?
Sorry?
George Newbern.
Yeah, George Newbern, I think. Say again?
Ellen Yin, was it Midnight?
Yeah, Ming Na was Ellen Yang. All kinds of interesting, and then character guys that you know their faces but you don't know their names. We had all kinds of great people on the show.
Mark Hamill, he voiced the circus guy.
Yeah, he voiced Tony Stucco.
Tom-
He voiced Tony Zuko, Mark Hamill.
That's right. Yeah, Mark was on the show a bunch. Mark is awesome.
Tony
And
Zuko,
then,
that was a very
and then
big
Tom
role.
Kenny, who of course played Penguin, is of course SpongeBob.
That was a great
SpongeBob Penguin.
So looking back at both your characters and the awesomeness that you guys are talking to us about, would you be open to returning to these characters?
Heck
If there
yeah.
were a reboot or
Absolutely.
a continuation?
100%. I'm there.
Today, not tomorrow.
Yeah, I would
Just
love to.
Signing here, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
And now the voice is a little deeper, so why not?
And a little wiser.
I know we got to talk a little bit. I got to talk to you guys briefly before this, but what's your favorite Batgirl quote?
You know, I'm glad you asked me because I looked it up. There's a few, but probably I love when she says, "Yup, it's official. I hate vegetables."
I do remember that.
I'm so glad you asked me that.
That's
And you, Reno?
What about you?
Mine's simple. I'm the Batman.
Yeah.
And that first, it was the first episode, I think. And when, you know, when I got to say that, I was like,
So
personally, it's like, I get to
let's
say
all
that.
admit we came here for that line. We can go and
Yeah.
call it. That's it. We said it.
That's my favorite line because it made me happy to say it.
Both of you guys, did you guys have a favorite gadget that you saw your character use or whatnot? Or a piece of like vehicle? Because I know you got some tech from Batman when you joined the team.
I did ride a motorcycle, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the motorcycle.
Yeah. I think
I still wouldn't get on a motorcycle today in real life, but if it's animated, it's fine.
I'm a car guy, so I like the
anything's
Batmobile.
animated, it's fine.
Simple.
That was good.
Say again?
That was.
Yeah, the Batwave was pretty funny. It was like pre-cell phone sort of.
It's like
So,
Siri. Automated Siri.
do you guys remember they had that Batwave? They tried to do a thing. I don't know if it was Mattel or something. Where
Well,
like
it's just when they pick up crime alert.
during the show, wouldn't it go off or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
It actually is a ringtone.
What's that?
It's actually a ringtone.
It is.
Yeah, so if you download Zedge, you can actually download the ringtone for that. And this does that little dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Yeah. So if you get a text message, that comes on.
Am I crazy in recollecting that they did some kind of a thing where if you bought the toy during the show?
Yes.
I still have it.
Cartoons.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I still have the toy. Like, I know it's not working.
That's crazy.
So when we sell, if you play the show, it will still interact with like.
Still now?
Yeah.
Wait, I never knew about that. That's so cute.
Basically, it was like a AR system, kind of like your remote control for your TV.
So it's an audible, like it gives some kind of a high frequency. That's
Like a AR will face it towards your TV, play the episode, and like when stuff would happen, a little back would start doing actual alert.
Yeah.
That's cool,
It
man.
was a fun gimmick, not gonna lie.
Very
That's
ahead of its
cool.
time.
As a kid, that would be super cool.
Yeah.
I think out of your series you guys had.
It encouraged you to watch the show and play toys at the same time. So like when the show was on, you would just pull out your toy and then they would connect with the TV for some weird.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
I'm glad you guys are corroborating this because I had that recollection and didn't know how it worked.
We got a question back there, guys. Raise your
I
hand.
didn't have that, but I did have as a kid the toy Bat computer, and honestly, like they had a whole bunch of pre-programmed games, including one of the top like math and spell. I'm like, wow, Batman is teaching you how to spell. That's
You know, that's interesting. That is interesting. I remember I voiced a couple of toys that I just don't remember what they were because I never got them. Meaning, I voiced them and they'd make them and I never followed up. So I have a vague recollection of that.
With the hand up.
Welcome to these guys. Sounds interesting. Interactive TV set, because they did that. I'm also one from the 80s. So they did that with another TV show back in the 80s. It was also Mattel time called Captain Power. And so in the future. And when you bought the toy, you could fire the screen, fire back at you, and then interact. So that's interesting that you brought that technology back and did it.
So I got a question for both of you guys. How was that? How did it make you feel? Was it fun to interact with the cartoon?
I couldn't afford it.
Captain Power like was just that's kind of ahead of its time. It's kind of set like a Terminator like future where Earth is desolate and the heroes fought these robots. But it was just, I just interested in hearing
Yeah, no. I think for your question to us that you were explaining how.
Yeah.
As far as like stuff like that, you ever like that precipice of technology, so everyone was excited, and for Batman, for Warner, the whole point was putting Bat out there. They wanted you to be excited about Batman here. So stuff like that was like cutting edge for us. I was working at Toys R Us at the time, so I came up with that, and everyone was thinking, like, why are you bringing Batman? So it's like, just watch.
Oh, wow.
You know,
That's cool.
Yeah, those electronics of the day that were just they were mind-boggling, interactive.
So, spoiler alert, don't think I'm not going to go on eBay today or tomorrow and go buy one.
Yeah, you can still find sealed ones on eBay. Like I'm on it right now too.
Interesting.
Wow.
We're going to meet each other. We're gonna,
Everybody's like shopping for merch right now.
There's a commercial right now. I'm playing it.
Oh, no way. Look at that.
Oh wow.
I should have known it.
I feel like we need a big screen.
Yeah, I'm not wearing my glasses.
listen.
I know, it's just a commercial for the Batman toy, you know what I'm saying? So YouTube it, you know, type in.
So,
yeah.
let me just tell you guys this. Being a voiceover person, my first thought was, oh, that's really cool. I want to see that later. And then the next one was, who's voicing that? Who got that? who voiced that?
Who is that?
Anyway,
So Reno, who was
Yes, sir.
more intimidating in the booth, the Joker or Alfred?
Danielle Judovits. Princess, perfectly sweet. Wait, who are my two choices? Kevin or who?
Let's see. You have between Joker and Alfred.
Oh God, no, he was so nice. Alistair Duncan was a fantastically charming, funny man who is, you know, of British descent from Regal, but he was also incredibly funny. You know what I mean? Like he didn't.
Sweet, yeah.
Yeah, nice guy. And Kevin, the Joker, he's just funny. I mean, I wasn't intimidated. I just was trying not to laugh. You know, get in trouble.
Isn't there an episode where you guys swap roles? Batman becomes Joker for a second.
The
and
laughing
Joker,
bat or something
yeah.
like that?
He puts on a bat costume and then starts charging Gotham insanely amounts of money.
I don't remember the full details, but
Yeah.
the Bat Who Laughed or something, is that what it's called?
No, it's called The Laughing Bat, and the Joker, basically, he was bored of always getting thrown into prison, so he decided to switch things up, and then he infected Batman with the Joker toxin.
Nice.
You guys are the experts, not us. You guys.
Yeah, I've been binge watching every episode of Batman on HBO Max.
Amazing.
Excellent.
So I know some of you guys want to ask them some questions. I'm going to open it up for a couple minutes to ask some quick questions. Let's keep it brief, simple, and hopefully we can get through a good series of questions. I'm going to let you guys come up, so that way we can ask. Not everyone, but hopefully we get through.
So, Mr. Romano, how was it like voicing the 2004 Batman in the series, while working with Daniella Judovits and Evan Sabera, the voice of Robin? Like, what was your favorite episode?
What was it like working with Danielle
It was
Judovits?
fantastic working with these guys. It was really, really fun. It really was. It was like a little Bat family. It really was. Every week we get together. I can't explain it. It was just really interesting, fun, exciting, funny. And what's my favorite episode? I don't know, man. There's a lot of them.
What about where you first battled Mr. Freeze and all the other Bat villains?
You know, quite frankly, they were all fine and good, but I mean, all I was doing was fighting. So I prefer the Bat Family's episodes as the series progressed, but I had fun with all of them. Really.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Who's got a next question?
How soon before you record do you get the scripts, and do you memorize them or read them as you're doing it?
Well, we definitely don't memorize. Go ahead.
I never memorized. They would usually send it to us, again, this was a week before, and this was back in the day when somebody would literally actually deliver the script to your door. I think it was about a week before.
They were definitely hard copies.
It was
They weren't
hard
digital.
copies.
It was pre-digitally.
Old school. I think it was about a week before.
Or even a little
And
less.
then we would get together and the day of, like, do one read through,
Yeah.
right?
So
Before we
what
started
happened was, no matter whether you got it the day before or a week before, before we recorded the episode on recording day, Andrea Romano would, we'd say.
Or Ginny McSwain,
Yeah,
season 1.
right. I forgot Ginny. Anyway, we'd have a run through, which is before we record, we'd all read it together, read it through, and then we'd go through it again and do the actual report.
Alright, thanks.
Yeah.
Alright.
Up next.
So, I kind of want your 2 cents on this matter, both of you. So, it's neither been confirmed nor denied by official sources, but the Batman has an eerily similar art style, at least with Robin, to the show that came before it, just a year before, Teen Titans. And a lot of people notice a lot of similarities in character, and like how, like this, a lot of people theorize that this Robin grew up to be, well, Teen Titans Robin. And while it's neither confirmed or denied by official sources, what are your 2 cents on the matter? Do you think these 2 Robins can be one and the same?
My answer is I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yes, sir.
Kind of follow up to his question, that his answer. It's fun fact. The same designer who did Jack County Adventures did the Batman, so that's why they're both kind of similar to the art style. So that's a little fun fact there. 2, I wanted to mention that when you were guys doing the Batman, you guys were in the middle of the Batman hype. There was Batman Begins, there was a whole Dark Knight, so it was just a big renaissance of Batman at that time. So you're just
It's funny, I hadn't really ever thought about that, even though you're absolutely right.
It's
I
true.
didn't think it.
Yeah.
And one more thing, 2 more things actually. Favorite episode for me was the episode where you did the future episode, so it kind of style of Frank Miller, where Batman was like kind of more gruff, and it was like a whole apocalyptic future. That was a good. And she was like Barbara Gordon in her wheelchair, so it was like a.
What season was that? Do you remember?
That was like probably the later season, probably like 3 or 4, but
Yeah, that was
all
season
about.
3.
It was talking about just like that. And lastly, with your voice of Batman, it seems like when you do Batman, you do like a little whisper at the end. Is that something like a little thing? I noticed that. You go at the end. What's up with that? I noticed that. I have a little.
Watch this. I'm going to answer you honestly.
Tell me that.
I'm going to answer you honestly.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'll tell you why. First of all, I need to binge watch the series again because it's been so long. Frankly, it's been 20 years at least since I've seen it. And honestly, I don't know that even when it was on, I watched every one of them. And to answer your question about the thing, I've been recently just going on YouTube and watching little clips and thinking like, ooh, I sound stupid. Judging yourself, right? And I was thinking, oh, I was younger. I was 20-something, to early 20s. I was deepening my voice as deep as I could go. And part of that is like that little kind of like pukey little thing at the end, that little whisper, is not so much an affectation. It just was a byproduct of me trying to like sound, the way I was trying to sound. And looking at it now as an actor, critiquing yourself, I was like, oh, don't do that.
It's very unique, and this thing, it's really your kind of Batman, where he puts a little whisper at the end. It's like,
yeah, but I gotta be honest, I don't love it myself. I
think it's good.
Oh, if I could get it back, I would do it a little different.
Kinda. He is Batman.
I'm not sure as I go there, but I have 3 questions.
Yes, sir.
First, when you ever watch yourself, like you're watching a show, but then you voice the character? Have you ever watched it? I was like, wow, does my voice really sound that different?
Sometimes, yeah. Yes. The answer is yes, for me.
Yeah, and well, like the gentleman just pointed out, I'll listen sometimes critically and I'll go like, ooh, I don't like the way that sounded, or I tried too hard, or the opposite. Once in a blue moon, you'll watch a scene and go like, wow, that was really good. Or the best thing that can ever happen is you're watching something and you're actually, which is incredibly hard to do, not critiquing yourself, you just watch a scene and go, oh, that was actually, you don't think about it, that was just good.
And then, whenever you're going on in life, do you ever think about any of the quotes that your characters have said, and you ever use that in your future? Like, you think how, for example, when BatGirl said one time, brain beats brawn, you ever think about that when you're doing stuff?
So, do I think about my quotes in my real everyday life?
Yeah, do you think about quotes that help you, do they help you go on every now and then, or what?
Oh, yeah, every once in a while, yeah. Something will pop up in my head, sure.
I don't know that they do for me, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. If I'm being honest, I don't know.
And my last question is, if you were to go into the DCU, would you have Scott Menville as your Robin, or would you stick to Evan?
First of all, they're both lovely people, but I'd go with Scotty just because he's been Robin for so long.
Yeah, Scott's great. They're both great.
Oh, you have a question? Come on up.
Why wouldn't I? So, being part of the Bat family, what kind of homework did you guys do going into these roles? I mean, there's a history of Batgirl, a history of Batman. You're sitting there like, I want to do this, but your voice director's like, no, we don't need that. And you're just like, damn, I worked for an hour trying to secure what Batgirl wants to sound like based off of these past characters. What defines your Batgirl, your Batman?
So I'm embarrassed to say I probably didn't do any homework beforehand. I just kind of went in as myself.
But that's the best sometimes.
Which, yeah.
No, it really is the best, because if you encumber
Yeah.
yourself with thinking that you're supposed to sound like something or do something, as opposed to just organically shooting from the hip,
Yeah.
what do you say? But having said that, for me, my homework, I didn't do any quote-unquote homework. What I did was, as a kid, I happened to be a fan, and I really read, we collected DC, we collected Batman, Detective, comics, and at least one other one. So I just really was a fan, man. So
I know exactly. I know like a lot of people that are like, well, I watched so and so, or I read so and so, and then I get into the booth and they're like, no.
well, I feel lucky that I didn't watch Batman the Animated Series. I mean, I thought it was amazing. I remember when that show first came out, I literally looked at the TV and I thought, what the hell is that? Because it was so visually beautiful. I was like, wow, it sucked me in. But at the time, I didn't have time to get into a series, so I never watched that show.
And also, I don't particularly like to watch other people's performances because I don't want to try to copy anyone else. I just want to do my own thing. So I think if I did watch other people, I'd be getting in my head trying to sound like them or copy what they're doing instead of just kind of going in and doing my own thing.
I will tell you one funny thing though, because I thought it was funny when it happened. In one scene with Catwoman, who was Gina Gershon, we had a scene where, you know, it was written like, it wasn't sexy, we were sort of flirting.
Yeah.
And or at least, anyway, I did something and I said something and the director stopped me and Ginny, she goes, what are you doing? I said, well, what do you mean? Are you flirting with her? And I said, yeah. Don't do that. I said, why not? He's Batman. I said, what, he doesn't have any emotions? He's gotta just be like an automaton?
Batman doesn't flirt.
But exactly, I remember that sort of, I didn't like that. I thought like, he's a human being. He's not just, you know, he's not just some kind of, I know he's Batman, but he's, anyway, I just thought that was a funny little weird moment. In real life, that happened as an actor, I was like, I think you're wrong. But of course, she's the director, so I was like, okay. But I resented it. I was like, what do you mean you can't?
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Round of applause, guys. Round of applause.
Thank you, guys.
To both of you, thank you so much, Rino and Danielle, for giving us such a deep and personal look into the world of the Batman.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for coming and for asking all the great questions.
And for knowing all the information and looking it up. Thank you.
Yep.
Your performances brought heart, depth, and humanity to two of the most iconic characters in Gotham. And it's clear that the impact of this series still resonates with fans today.
That's so kind. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys both.
Thank you guys very much.
To everyone here, thank you for joining us and celebrating this unique chapter in Batman's legacy. Whether you're a first time watched it in 2004 or discovered it later, the voices behind these heroes made it unforgettable.
Thank you for making a great show.
Thank you guys. Have a great
And if you haven't come to talk to us at our table, come say hey.
Dude, thank you.
Please.
Yes, go say hey to them.
Group chat about 3D.